single euro payments area is a project that's been in existence for a number of years. The idea is to standardise transactions within Europe. I'm now joined by Ernst Ohmayer. He's the co-head of GTB at UniCredit. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Jane.
So with SEPA, it seems that this project's been going on for years. Everybody seems like it's been a good idea, right? But the sense I've got is that banks kind of grumbled about having to make all these changes, and then corporates grumbled about having to make all the changes as well. So can you bring us up to speed? Where are we at now with SEPA?
Yeah. SEPA was implemented last year. For sure, it was a great effort for corporate clients and for bank to implement SEPA. There was a lot of things to do, a lot of investments were needed. Now we are in the SEPA world, and now the clients are started to realizing the benefits out of it, because as you said, SEPA is enabling our clients to centralize their transactions on a few, at the end probably even on one account. This gives a huge potential to work really for an in-house bank to do that. And clients are just realizing that now.
So SEPA has been one of the big themes that's been happening in Europe in transaction banking. What other general trends have you been seeing recently?
Another general trend is definitely the digitalization. So the digitalization for smaller clients will mean more or less will change the world how the bank is interacting with smaller clients. Currently, I think there is a big room here for improvements to digitalize all the transactions from smaller clients with banks. Bigger clients, multinational clients, we are already, let's say, on the electronic channels. For them, it's more important, let's say, and also for the bank perspective, to see how the business in their area is changing with their suppliers, let's say, with their buyers. So here we are entering an area of international trade flows, for instance. And one of the major projects, what we will see here in the future, and the main trends will be bank payment obligation.
Okay, so
definitely here.
The impression I get with the bank payment obligation, like the BPO, it's similar in a way to SEPA. Like everybody thinks it's a good idea, but then actually getting it to happen is another issue. So with the bank payment obligation, can you just sort of briefly explain to people who may be watching this who don't know, but briefly, what is the benefit of the BPO?
Yes. If you look at the current trade flows, around about 80% of these current trade flows are going via open account. Only 20% are going, let's say, with traditional LCs. So the clients now, we have to reorganize all these flows. They want to be more efficient. They want to have it straight through. On the other side, we also want to benefit from the safety level, what we had, let's say, with a letter of credit, and also for the financing. So that means, for sure, all the clients and the complete trade flow has to work, let's say, with the same format. For that reason, you are absolutely right in saying it will take some time. But we started already. But we were the first bank in Italy and the first bank in Germany to start with a payment obligation. And now we are on the doorstep also to do the same thing in another 5 countries. So it will take some time because more and more clients will adapt that, and then they can benefit from that. But definitely the basic trend started on that.
So if you have all these people using BPO, say if one person's using it here and they say to the person on the other end of it, you have to do that as well, then they start using it and you get this network effect.
Exactly.
What kind of timeline are we on then for BPO to become common, that everybody's using it? How far ahead?
BPO at the end will never fully replace the traditional LC. But the timeline is expected for sure it will grow. As we said, in the next couple of months, let's say we will enter 5 more markets. And we have, let's say, in the meantime, some 20 clients, let's say, standing in a row, let's say, to implement that. So that is still, let's say, at the beginning, but we are expecting a strong growth rate here because with this network effect, also the benefit for the client will be increased significantly.
Okay, so can you tell us now a bit more about your roles? So at UniCredit, there's 2 co-heads of GTB. So can you explain to me how you divide that work up and why you have 2 co-heads and not 1 head?
Yeah, I'm sharing with the responsibility for the global transaction banking in UniCredit with Claudio Camozzo. We are coming from two different angles. Claudio is coming more from the trade side. I am coming more from the cash side. Claudio is based in Milan, which is one of the major hubs what we have, and I'm based in Munich. So I would say we have a perfect combination to do that. And we are sharing responsibility seamless.